Oyez, oyez, oyez. The Honorable Court of Appeals for the Fourth Court of Appeals District is now open pursuant to call.
Good afternoon, please be seated. Welcome to the Fourth Court of Appeals, both to our in-person audience here at the Fourth Court of Appeals and of course our virtual audience as we live stream this memorial service. For those of you who didn't know, our first memorial service was held back here in February of 2001, when we remembered and honored the life of our now retired Chief Justice Carlos Cadena, who served as the first Mexican-American on this court and who retired in 1990 after 25 years on the bench. It was the first of two events held to capture and honor the memories of brothers and sisters in the law who have passed the milestone we all must pass one day. The second initiative involved naming this building. The Chief Justice Carlos Cadena and Chief Justice Blair Reeves are the namesake of the Cadena Reeves Justice Center, where the Fourth Court of Appeals now sits, here on the third floor. On November 4th, 2021, we first streamed our memorials, and we are now able to invite, again, a greater audience via live stream on our, can't believe I'm saying this, on the Fourth Court's YouTube channel. Greetings again to the virtual audience, which again means invites members of the bench and bar, along with family and friends from afar who join us today to celebrate the life and contributions of John Wesley Davidson. We host these memorials in partnership with the San Antonio Bar Association. The purpose of these memorials, again, is twofold: to intend to honor the memory of judges and members and attorneys like Mr. Davidson, whose lives serve as an example of two other members of the profession. In so doing, we inspire ourselves and promote professionalism and an appreciation for how our skills and talents have helped to serve others here and abroad. A second purpose, again, is the services to promote our legal fraternity / sorority as honoring the lives of our esteemed colleagues like Mr. Davidson, who give us all deeper roots within our own legal community. At this time, I'd like to introduce the members of the Fourth Court, starting from my far right, Justice Belia Mesa, Justice Lori Massey-Brissett, Justice Irene Rios, Justice Lori Valenzuela, and Justice Todd McCrae. At this time also, I wish to introduce the members of the Davidson family who are present here with us. Those include John's son, John Mark Davidson, and his wife, Laura Davidson. Welcome. Granddaughter, Leslie Davidson Land, and her husband, Barrett Land. Great-grandson, I'm going to slaughter this name, sorry, buddy, Autreyu Wesley Land, strong name. Granddaughter, Taylor Anderson Hayes, and husband, Tate Hayes. Great-grandson, August Wesley Hayes, as well as great-nephew, Justin, whose last name I didn't get, but maybe Davidson, forgive me. Thank you very much. Forgive us. I'll also recognize at this time the president of the San Antonio Bar Association, who's here with us today, Nick Gwynn, and recognize the services of Terry Schultz, who sits to my left. This is a formal proceeding of the Fourth Court, hence we have a court reporter here with us today, and our longstanding videographer, my friend Stephen Lopez. Thank you, Steve, for being here again today. At this time, I'd like to introduce our speaker, Leah Ream, a partner at the Davidson Law Firm. You may approach.
Thank you, Chief Justice. Thank you to the court today for honoring John Davidson and providing this opportunity. to his family and his firm to gather and remember him. John's passing in February of 2024 marked the end of an era. John left behind a legacy cherished by all who had the privilege of knowing him. John lived a remarkable life, committed to his family and marked by profound contributions to his community through the practice of law and public service. John was born in Childress, Texas. He grew up in Childress, southern Oklahoma, and Wichita Falls. After graduating from the University of Texas with both undergraduate and law degrees and completing service as a JAG officer in the Air Force, John worked as an assistant city attorney in Dallas, and then he served as the first in-house city attorney in Abilene. After 10 years in these roles, John moved his family to San Antonio, thank goodness, in 1964 to join Hardy, Davis, and Good, and then that later became the Sawtell, Good, Davidson, and Troilo firm, which is now Davidson, Troilo, Riemann, Garza. The vast majority of John's career was committed to public law and public service. In fact, the last 50 years, he focused not exclusively, but mainly on public utilities from the municipal aspect. Practicing in the public law area provides unique and significant opportunities to make a lasting impact, which John sincerely appreciated. He was particularly proud of making new law, such as establishing San Antonio's right to require developers to pay for utility infrastructure inside their subdivisions, acquiring land in downtown Dallas for Griffin Parkway and One Main Place, a modern city charter for the city of Abilene, a robust electric system for Brownsville, the purchase of electric systems for Kerrville and San Marcos from LCRA, the preservation of several electric systems in West Texas communities, and the merger of the water and wastewater systems into what is now known as the San Antonio Water System. In addition to these significant accomplishments, John was a devoted family man. He was a loving husband, father, grandfather, and great-grandfather. John and his wife of 53 years, Marcia, raised 3 children, Mark, Alan, and Lynn. Following Marcia's death in 2008, John was blessed with finding another partner and companionship in his second wife, Eunice. John enjoyed extensive travel and cruises, often with his spouses or with his family, his children and grandchildren. He loved playing golf, and everyone who knew John knew his immense passion and commitment to Longhorn football. One of the things that John loved most was the practice of law. No matter where his family or personal adventures took him, he delighted in getting back to work. Many lawyers look forward to retirement, but everyone who knew John knew he had absolutely no plan to retire, ever. Even more amazing was that he actively practiced law for 70 years, nearly 70 years. Just an incredible, and literally until the end of his life, he was working and doing things and working on client matters. John provided a great example for every lawyer of how to conduct themselves as lawyers. He expected all to know the law, but he also expected attorneys to be focused on delivering first-class client service. He set the example of professionalism, dedication, and commitment to the law and to clients. He assisted in the mentorship and development of countless lawyers who worked at the firm at one time or another. Some of those are here now. Thank you. When faced with difficult situations and problems that did not seem to have very positive resolutions, he would send them back to work and look at the problem in a different way, to perhaps more effectively find a solution And that really reflected his motto to be solution and result oriented. The perspective of working harder to find a solution reflected his optimism, which was truly eternal. No matter what situations were encountered, he always looked forward with a positive perspective and truly never complained. It was just a really delightful characteristic about him. You could really not even invite a complaint from him. While John left his mark as a lawyer, he left an even greater mark as a person. In whatever relationships he had, whether as a husband, a father, a grandfather, a great-grandfather, an uncle, a partner, a friend, or a mentor, John was an extremely generous person who gave of his time, his talent, his energy, and resources for whoever needed them. He was never selfish and instead gave to those who had the good fortune to be in his company. He was an incredible host, whether hosting family or friends or a professional event. He would burn the candle at both ends without failure. That would include early morning breakfasts and late night dinners. These events have left so many wonderful memories for his family, his partners, his friends. John also had the incredible ability to make whoever he was talking with or dealing feel welcomed, accepted, and appreciated. He had an uncanny ability to pick up a conversation where it last concluded seamlessly. He remembered details, not occasionally, or not just for a few, but always and for everyone. He recalled interests, family members, problems. He could pick up that conversation that may have been months or even years ago, as though it had just occurred. It was really just an incredibly amazing experience to have to converse with him. His interest and enjoyment of people was genuine and sincere. This gift made everyone who shared his company feel valued. No one left his presence without feeling that special connection that he had, no matter who you were. His passing has left a void for all of us. In events like this, we have an opportunity to celebrate and remember John's unwavering dedication to both his loved ones and to his profession, leaving an enduring legacy of inspiration and admiration. We are so grateful to have had John in our lives and very thankful to the Davidson family for sharing him with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Lee. At this time, I'll invite our president, San Antonio Bar President, Nick Gwynn, for remarks and a resolution.
Thank you, Madam Chief Justice, and may it please the court. My name is Nick Gwynn, and I have the pleasure of serving as the president of the San Antonio Bar Association this year, and I have the honor of sharing this time with you today as we honor Mr. Davidson. Long before I became an attorney, I learned of Mr. Davidson, his great reputation, and that of his impressive firm. So here I am to read the memorial resolution on the death of John Wesley Davidson on behalf of the San Antonio Bar Association. Whereas John Wesley Davidson, a beloved member of the San Antonio Bar Association, was born on October 17th, 1929 in Childress, Texas, to Teresa B. and John Clyde Davidson, and passed away peacefully on February 18th, 2024. Whereas John graduated from the University of Texas in Austin in 1954. Following his graduation from the United States Air Force, Judge Advocate General School of the Air University, John served his reserve active duty as a JAG officer with the 3650 or the 3650th Military Training Wing until 1960. Whereas following his military service, John began his legal career as assistant city attorney in Dallas under city attorney Henry Cusetta, and later became the first full-time city attorney for the city of Abilene. In 1964, he moved to San Antonio to join the law firm of Sautel, Good, Troyo, and Layton, where he practiced for the remainder of his 70-year career. He was a Sustaining Life Fellow of the San Antonio Bar Foundation. Whereas John was dedicated to the continual growth of municipal and public utility laws, and he was known for many significant legal contributions. Most notably, he was involved in acquiring land in downtown Dallas for Griffin Parkway and One Main Place, and in the merger of the water and wastewater system into what is now the San Antonio Water System. Whereas John was a loving husband, father, grandfather, and great-grandfather. He enjoyed traveling, often by cruise ship, playing golf, and was a dedicated fan of the Texas Longhorns football team. John was deeply involved in his community, contributing his time and leadership through service on local boards, homeowners associations, and church congregations throughout San Antonio. Whereas John was preceded in death by his first wife of 53 years, Marcia Lee Davidson, and later by his second wife, Eunice Hermes Davidson. He is survived by his sons, Mark Davidson and wife Laura, and Alan Davidson, granddaughters, Delana Mullins, Leslie Land, and husband Barrett, and Taylor Haynes and husband Tate. Great-grandchildren, Ainsley Mullins, Jack Mullins, and Atreyu Wesley Land, and predeceased by his daughter Lynn Anderson. Be it resolved that the San Antonio Bar Association and the Fourth Court of Appeals of Texas express their genuine regret on the death of John Wesley Davidson and express their sincerest sympathy to his family and friends. Be it further resolved that this resolution be appended to the minutes of the San Antonio Bar Association and copies sent to his family. Be it further resolved that this resolution be placed in the permanent records and minutes of the Fourth Court of Appeals of Texas, dated this 9th of October, 2025. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Each memorial service is recorded again by a court reporter and later transcribed, a copy of which is presented to the surviving members of the Davidson family and is entered into the formal minutes of the Fourth Court of Appeals. Hoffman Reporting and Video Services has donated their services and time for this purpose. They have volunteered for these for over a decade. So join me, please, in applause to express our gratitude for their services, Steve and Terry. I would like to thank on behalf of the Fourth Court of Appeals, including Justice Adrian Spears, who sends his regrets for his absence. But I'd like to thank again the entire Davidson family and the Davidson law firm, not all of whom have been identified. Leah, could you identify your members of your court who are present, please?
Frank Garza, North Palmer.
Welcome.
Scott Smith.
Hayes Griffin.
Helen Falcon.
Terry Topham.
Very good.
And Justin Naylor.
Very good. It is, there you go.
Patrick Lynn.
Very good. Only a sampling of a very an esteemed law firm who has, by reputation, and a reflection of Mr. Davidson's service as a man, as a lawyer, as a father and grandfather and spouse. I've gotten to know. I had the pleasure of knowing Mr. Davidson, and it was a distinct honor to be able to be in the presence of someone of such esteem and integrity, and if his partners, I'm sure, are a reflection of everything that he has emulated in his life and practice. So thank you again for the family for being allowing us to continue this tradition of holding this. So on behalf of the Fourth Court of Appeals, we send our deepest condolences to all of his family, his children, extended family, and dear friends. And I would be remiss to not also recognize the baker of these cookies. So I'm asked to recognize, I'm going to recognize, where's my little sticky? That is sticky, hold on. I will find it. You see the sticky? I've lost it. The sticky of somebody who, here it is. It's a blue sticky. The cookies are from Aaron McNeese and John Gabehart. Thank you very much. It's the one vice I have and you had to bring it to me. So again, on behalf of the fourth court, the court will remain in recess for the rest of the day to honor the life of Mr. John Wesley Davidson. The family and colleagues are welcome to stay here in the court for as long as you wish to celebrate and memorialize his life. And the members of the court will come down to